Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin then, and we'll have a look at XRP and XLM as well. I know there's a million coins out there, and in fact, if we're still looking sideways to bullish tomorrow, I'll do a live stream, and you can all chip in and ask me to have a look at all your altcoins and whatnot. So, but for the moment, I'm just mainly going to focus on Bitcoin because this is the deal, all right? So, what I've always said on this is that we've been stuck beneath this temporary descending trend here, a descending trend within a descending trend, all right? So, the first opportunity for it to start to go bullish is that it has to break above here, which is what it did yesterday, and then the second opportunity it needs is to turn that to support, which it appears to have done today. So, I mean, there are other levels within this that we need to look at, which are the previous highs of this candle body here, and then obviously this one here, and then this one here, and then ultimately, you know, it's going to be these ones here. But realistically, it's going to be this descending trend here, which is the one that we've been stuck beneath for over 2.5 years. I'll just put you on the weekly just to get a little view of that. So this is the big one, all right? As you can see the magnitude of that, and obviously I've got other trend lines in here for other things that we've been through, and you can see how trend lines generally work. I mean, this one we were stuck beneath, and then when we broke out, it was great. This one we were stuck beneath, and we broke down from. It was horrendous. And this one, when we came back above it, we launched. This one, we've broken out of it. So this would suggest that actually we could have continuation all the way up to this area here, this descending trend line, which is just around 9,900, just below that at the moment. An interesting thing I've seen here, we go to a 4-hourly, and we're on the verge of almost certainly going to get it unless we completely dump. Literally tonight, and we'll have this golden cross form here on the 4-hourly, which should spark continuation. So actually, you know, short term, it looks like Bitcoin could make that run now, that run all the way up, and there's no reason for me to doubt that it would make a run all the way up to this level here, to this descending trend line, and then that's when things will get really interesting. We have a look at the MACD here on the day, looking very bullish there. RSI is starting to make some constructive formations there, and to be honest, we're above all major moving averages at this point, all of them, every single one. They're not spread like the way you'd like to see. For instance, you know, the one that's the first one we see here is the 50 simple. What we want to see is we want to see this 10 daily, the 10 simple daily moving average. We want to see that above everything. We want to see a nice spread. And actually, what I'll do is I'll get rid of this. We don't need to see this, but we want to see a chart look a little bit more like Ethereum. So let's just bring up the Ethereum chart, and you'll get an idea of how Bitcoin should start to look. This is what we want to see. We want to see moving averages looking a little bit more like this. So you can see the blue here is the 10 simple. That's just an itchy cloud baseline cross, and then we've got the 34, the 50 simple, the 200 simple. And that's 100, sorry, 50 EMA, and so on and so on. That's what you want to see. So actually, when you're looking at this chart and you're looking at the Bitcoin chart, they look identical, apart from the moving averages, which are a lot more constructive when it comes to Ethereum. So if Bitcoin was to get its act and if you look at the chart just on its own, you know, without all these moving averages and this, that, and the other, they look very, very similar, almost identical, and especially with the most recent moves, they look exactly the same. What I'm telling you now, though, is that even though they look the same, the setups on these favour Ethereum much more. We've got the MACD cross, but the MACD cross is taking place above the 0 point, which we do not have on Bitcoin. What we have on Bitcoin is that the 0 point is being fast approached, so that could cause a pump when we get above that, especially with the two areas of that. But with Ethereum, we're already above the simple. The 0 point. So in that respect, it's looking a lot better than Bitcoin. So, you know, if I was to take a pick out of these two, and they're both major contenders, obviously, for a big move, I was going to say Ethereum is certainly going to make the move. It's going to move with Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin decides to move, Ethereum's going to move big time. It's going to move much bigger than, well, I say much bigger. They're both quite slow in respect to other coins that we've seen over this last few months, but when you're talking about the big cap, top cap coins, which is obviously these two, you know, if it came down to it, Ethereum's going to move more, given the setups that we've got here, given the way that these moving averages are spread, the positioning of the MACD, and so on. But as far as the actual chart progression, you know, the price action is concerned, they're identical. but you're going to get more moves out of Ethereum. But I just had a little glance as I was moving over there. Ethereum's down on the sats ever so slightly today. So in fact, Bitcoin looks like it's just ever so slightly ahead of Ethereum. Anyway, I digress. So basically, it's as simple as that when it comes to this chart. It's just a real quick video for you, really. The bearish scenario will then again, all depend on this line here. And this line just to bring you back in time a little bit further. Every time we've touched this, it's been pretty dramatic for Bitcoin, apart from the last time. So obviously the first time there was no line here. This was where it began. We had no idea. Second line, you could have begun a trend there, certainly. Third line, it was obvious that was going to be hit. Now the difference is here is that these were at the peak of parabolic moves. So massive parabolic move there, massive parabolic move there, and you could argue that this is a massive parabolic move here. But if you're looking at the way that it's constructed as a whole, it's actually still consolidating after its $20,000 top there. Okay, so so to put things into perspective, this is still in a downtrend. All right. It's as simple as that. It is still in a downtrend. We are having big moves on this, but technically this chart is downtrending. You don't see this across the board with all alts. You see it with a lot of alts, but you don't see it across the board. Things like Chainlink, and there's a variety of others that don't look like this, that actually have more progressive and uptrending charts. So this is still consolidating from that $20,000 top, so you have to bear that in mind. Okay, only until we break above this move will we actually begin an actual a bull market. Sorry, until we do that, I'm still in favor of attempting to short these areas. All right, because there's nothing at the moment to tell us that anything has really changed. I mean, yes, you could say that that was the bottom. We did come down to more or less revisit that area. So a double bottom over a massively long time frame, a double bottom. So there is there is an argument to say that this could be the occasion that we break above it, but the trade for me is going to be the same. All right, this is my trade. It doesn't necessarily need to be your trade. I'm not a financial advisor, so it's not financial advice. But what I would say is that the chances of it being rejected from here, in my mind, are stronger than it breaking above. Now, the easiest trade to make and the most lucrative trade to make would be to try and short from this area with a relatively tight stop loss, because we have a trend here which is proven to be very strong and could be extremely dramatic. And this is one of those opportunities that is like the purest of all, because if this trend breaks and your stop loss gets taken out, so be it. That would also mean that we're at the beginning of a bull market. Maybe not the beginning, but the confirmation of a bull market. So this would be the mega trade, right? So in my mind, I'm going to be looking to short this because the chances of it being rejected are stronger than it breaking above, just given the way that the chart looks as a whole. Look at this. Look at the bigger picture. All right, the bigger picture says that we're consolidating, so that we're likely to be rejected from here. But if we don't, my stop loss gets taken out. That's fine. I'll take a hit, but it means that there's going to be some epic trades to be had. For what I would probably say would be for the next 18 months to the up. And even though I lost a little bit on that stop loss, there's going to be so much more. In fact, by the time that stop loss gets hit, we've probably rallied so much that the little bit that I lost attempting to short that trade will be made up just by the gains I've made on the actual bag of Bitcoin that I'll be using to make the trade with in the first place. So it's kind of a win-win for me. But like I say, that's my way that I'll be trading it. I'm not suggesting you trade that. I want you to do your own research. Tell me what you think about that setup. But that is going to be the ultimate trade setup, and it is a win-win. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is on this video. There's no point in me going into details on any of these other coins. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, if it goes sideways or it goes up, pretty much the majority of other coins, unless they've pumped 5 or 10x already in the last few weeks, are likely to continue to go up anyway. That's a generalization, but the market looks reasonably healthy at the moment, and I would probably say that it would be hard to lose money at the moment. But if we break down before we get to these areas, then unfortunately none of this will come to fruition. So I'm not looking to trade anything at the moment, apart from XLM actually, but yeah, there's no point in me going into those details. I am actually going long on XLM, but it's only a little one. But other than that, this is the trade of all trades, and this is the mother load of trades. And like I say, a win-win situation, and this is what I'll be looking to do. I'd also be doing the same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum doesn't have the same kind of chart, but it will move in the same way. So whatever trade I execute with Bitcoin will then be followed on with pretty much all the assets that I go long and short with. I will go short, I will go short, 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 and I'll short everything that I actually own. It would all be shortened, because this would mean that the rejection has taken place, and it's likely to be a nasty rejection. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice evening. Take it easy.